Okay, good morning, guys. This is what just a quick one. Off the top of my head. Uh, I was looking at the memo that ED sent out, talking about um, South African-based entrepreneurs and business people to gather in Pretoria. And as much as that is a bit shabby, for lack of a better word, I think there's an opportunity here for somebody on the ground or to have a liaison with relevant Zimbabwean institutions that may be interested. At this point, it's the president's office, and come up with the Zimbabwe Investment Indaba. Obviously, this is what you'll probably do at the Gallagher Estates. So just write Gallagher there. I don't know if Gallagher has got the best design, but Santon Convention Center will probably be better. It's got a better ambience and everything. Obviously, the background is this: there is a need. Background is obviously that the government of Zimbabwe has signaled need for I don't know, call it in dialogue. It can't be dialogue. It's probably like interaction. Okay, and well, as well as image demystification. Call it that. Mystification. Excuse my spellings. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, you get that. So basically, by calling this, it's that there's a need for interaction and to demystify the image, to say, okay, we're very savvy and we're pro progress and things like that, and we can then flesh it out. That's the background to the Indaba. So obviously, because of this, where's the opportunity? As I've mentioned already, the opportunity here is to hold the opportunity. So I was saying opportunity. The opportunity here is for you to gather exhibitors that will obviously pay. Exhibitors, yeah, you get that. That's one. Exhibitors that will obviously pay, and obviously delegates will have. If you have it really organized, they pay something like 30 or sorry, 30. What is it? 30 rands or something. When I used to do Santa Convention Center, there's always something you pay, because there's a lot of logistical things there. You need the neck thingies, VIP, whatever, and all that. So you've got delegates. There's going to be just random people. There's obviously official delegates that will come that obviously don't pay anything. But then any other interested person will be formally coming there will pay a fee. So there's exhibitors' fees. There's delegates' fees. There's a lot of it's a decent platform for advertising, whatever sort of advertising that comes out. And then there's the media coverage. That's all that is money. You got to have a lot of balls for you to pull this off, though. And it's something. The tricky part is that the time frame is very small before election, so you probably have exactly 2.5 months to pull it off. So you obviously need. What do you need? You obviously need a good liaison there. A liaison with government of Zimbabwe, and obviously good liaison as well with SADC, and then obviously we definitely gonna need good liaison with China, and the UK, because we know the UK is definitely buttering this toast. These not directly the governments here and there, but then there are players. So SADC will also include South African players that are interested. That will link back to the government of Zimbabwe, and so applies to China. They probably have an investment body. If I what is it? Sino Zim or whatever, and so forth. So like I was saying, if you really want to make it big, you can then bring in other big players. But just on a basic note, if you tidy this up and just keep it local with SADC involved and South Africa involved, you're probably looking at when you get the tidy arrangement, you're going to have, in the end, what do you have? You're going to have a database. If you're the organizer, you're going to have a database of all the key players. That's one. So you've got that muscle, key players and keen industries. And keen, you've got that key players, and then keen industries, and then you've got a bird's eye view of all the investment opportunities that exist. So it's pretty much like the Zimbabwe agricultural show. It can be just the Zimbabwe Investment Indaba. It can be like once every year, and it's a country that's going into renewal and things like that. I think it's an opportunity if you tidy up the act as opposed to just some random memo. In my opinion, I think that was really shallow. But it did present, I don't know, a hatching of idea or maybe steps in the right direction. So I see this as an opportunity. I know a couple of guys who probably do this for a living, but I don't know if anybody on this platform may be interested. It's something that I was going to be able to probably try and do. You can have an equivalent in Zimbabwe, but nobody's coming to Zim, man, because look, it's like in your own backyard. When you take it out, it looks a bit more serious and things like that. You would obviously also need another thing, keynote addresses. I mean, the program will be another thing, but you'll need keynote addresses there from relevant people. If ED can be there and whatever else, and then even South African counterparts, if Cyril can be there, that's really big. But even if the representatives of these people can do that, and obviously because you got media there, yeah. What more do you need? I mean, that's basically it. So your money will come in. So like I was saying, your money will come in those avenues. And then the one thing I've forgotten to mention here is also branding. There's a lot of branding that will come into play. Well, obviously, you've got an ecosystem for all of this. And depending operationally on how you position, your ecosystem will help you make the money. What is the first thing that needs to be done, obviously, is to establish a working, what do they call it, a working committee or whatever for the idea, that's it. So you need a contact person, in Zim and RSA, and then you're done. Then you get the ball rolling, and then this can happen. So the moment you do that, you do the working group and everything, you start liaising, you do the research on the costs and blah blah blah, all that's basic knowledge, and then you get the idea going. That's just basically it, just off the top of my head. But I believe these conventions are very key, and the overall advantage is that you've got a free flow of ideas and interaction, maybe debate, exchange of details. It's a more, maybe for, in a sense, laissez-faire approach, but I think it goes a long way in terms of, as I said, here in demystification, if that's a word, because generally the vibe is that Zim, but in this case, if you engage, we might get response. That's it.